Barnaby Jones, a Quentin Martin production, starring Buddy Ebsen, also starring Lee Merriweather, with guest stars Larry Hegman, Bill Ballance, Leslie Ackerman, special guest star Marcia Rod. Boy, I feel stuffed after that lunch. If I don't get out of this wheelchair soon, Miss Hollister, I'm going to blow up like a balloon. All I do is eat and sleep. I'm going to talk to Dr. Rickers about that. I think it's time we started you on a physical therapy program. I bet I put on 10 pounds. Start you on a diet as soon as you're strong enough. Be your old slender self in no time. I turn the speaker volume a little low. Some of your neighbors may not appreciate Mr. Bill Edwards' bedroom humor. Oh, he's not that bad. It's all fun. This is station KBX. Please stay tuned for the Bill Edwards Show. You just give a holler. You need anything? I'll be fixing myself some lunch. All right now. Let me carefully emphasize to my radio listeners now joining me that I've been expounding to 3,000 people seated out in front of me. Well, okay. Make that 11 people, including the cute little red-headed captivator now casing my engineer so lovingly that. Well, the first platform of women's lib should be doing away with beauty products. Now, this would give us men an equal chance at not getting all messed up and emotionally jostled at such tender ages. I mean, no makeup, no hairdos, and instead of silk and fluff and all those goodies which have been giving me high blood pressure long before my time, just a simple sackcloth. Well, enough of that verbal jousting and down to business. Today's topic for you Danies out there, I love every one of you, even wearing your smoldering sackcloth and sporting those mustaches. Today's topic is, what was your most embarrassing moment when dating your hubby, boyfriend, or live-in for the first time? Okay, switchboard lighting up. My dear, that does keep Billow off the unemployment lines. Miss Hollister? Miss Hollister, I don't believe what happened. When I drove by the Rickers house, there was a police car, an ambulance. A neighbor said she was dead. Dr. Rickers' wife, Ellen. Oh no. Did they say how it happened, Mrs. Barnes? I don't know. Where's Kathy? Oh, she's on the patio now. Kathy? Kathy? Are you awake? Mom. Is the Edwards show over already? Don't tell me. I slept through it all.
No, dear.
I turned it off after you went to sleep, about half an hour ago.
Oh.
Is something the matter, Ma? What's wrong? Dr. Rickers' wife, Ellen.
She's dead.
The call was logged at 6 minutes past 2. He didn't leave his name. It's just that there seemed to be some kind of disturbance going on here. You been able to reach Dr. Rickers? He's in surgery since 2 o'clock, but I have him at the hospital to break the news. Check along the block, see if you can come up with that caller, and find out exactly what kind of commotion he heard here.
Right.
That's all the police have, at least up to the time I asked for their report. That's all they have? An eyewitness who saw Dr. Melford arguing with a victim shortly before the police were called about a disturbance in the house? Yeah, and throw in the fact that said eyewitness saw Dr. Melford visit that house other times in the past, and you can't say for sure. And you can't blame Lieutenant Biddle for holding him on suspicion of murder. Oh, Jim, this is Barnaby Jones, a private investigator I've taken the liberty of hiring. Barnaby, Dr. Jim Melford, resident surgeon at Wilshire Memorial. Why no bail? I got some creep of a cellmate who's been pushing junk. He'll be doing business at his old stand in the morning. Jim, you'll be held for 72 hours. Now, the Lieutenant Biddle, is that his name? Why isn't he out there trying to find out who killed Rickers' wife instead of trying to hang me? Well, I've known Lieutenant Biddle for a number of years, and it's my opinion that he doesn't try to hang people. He's on our side. Dr. Melford, wouldn't it be a lot more productive if we just sat down quietly and kind of discussed the charges that are being made? I got a right to be upset. Got back to the hospital, parked in my car, and 6 cops started grabbing me. You left the hospital at 1:30 today and can't explain where you were for the next hour and a half, during which time Dr. Rickers' wife was murdered.
Right.
Washed up after a session with 2 burn cases. Drove to the county tennis courts to see if my usual partner was around. He wasn't. Back at the hospital at 3:30. So you didn't play any tennis? Wandered around, watching a few games. What's unusual about being on county courts and not meeting anybody you know? Jim, Mr. Jones isn't questioning your statement. Of course he is. Where do we go from I can't account for my time? How about this eyewitness, Kathy Barnes? She says she saw you enter the Rickers' house at 2 o'clock or shortly thereafter. Eyewitness. A girl under constant medication, who sleeps half each day away. She was hallucinating for a week after that skiing accident. Then you're saying that the witness is not credible, that she is claiming to have seen things that she didn't see.
Exactly.
She suffered a severe concussion. There is nothing unusual about sensory distortions for days, even weeks later. Well, Ralph, I'll go over the ground and get back to you. You don't believe me? That I didn't kill Ellen Rickers? Dr. Melford, my job is to investigate the facts as early as I can and to report to your attorney. Was there anything in your relationship with Mrs. Rickers which was other than casual, friendly? Well, I hardly knew Ellen Rickers. I helloed when she dropped by the hospital, and a couple of times Dr. Rickers invited me to the house. That's it.
Thank you.
Well, I know it was 2 o'clock because I was listening to the radio talk show, and it had just come on. That's quite a distance away, Kathy. You had no trouble recognizing the man you saw as Dr. Melford? Well, like I told Lieutenant Biddle, I met Dr. Melford at the hospital lots of times. He always wore the same wild sports coat. He used to kid about a resident doctor only affording one jacket, so he made darn sure he was getting his money's worth. And this wasn't the first time you saw Dr. Melford visiting Mrs. Rickers? Well, since my accident, being in a wheelchair, well, I never said anything about it before because, well, it wasn't any of my business. Well, we'll talk again, Kathy. Kathy, it's that time again. I thought Dr. Rickers said I didn't have to take any more medicine. It's only vitamins, something to build up your strength. Don't ever try to stem Christy around a tree, Mr. Jones. Not while you're watching a cute boy going by. I'll keep that in mind. I'll just be a few moments. Good morning, Dr. Rickers? I am sorry. Lieutenant Biddle gave me permission to look around. I didn't know you were here. I'm afraid I'm not altogether here this morning.
I'm Barnaby Jones.
I'm a private investigator. I'm assisting Dr. Melford's lawyer in looking into the facts of the case. Well, if there's anything I can do to assist you, Mr. Jones, I'll be only too happy. Jim Melford did not kill my wife. Well, doctor, maybe some other time. No, this should be cleared up as soon as possible. Not only is Jim's career at stake, but also my wife's integrity. Dr. Melford thinks that in her present state, Kathy may have hallucinated the whole story. Yes, he's right, of course. That girl's gone through many periods of disorientation since her accident. I spoke to her a few minutes ago. She seemed alert, clear-headed. I'm expecting rapid improvement now, but patients recovering from head injuries often fall into a dreamlike state. They imagine events which seem very real to them after awakening. Ironic, isn't it? This picture was taken at the Elmwood Spa. I don't know how many times Ellen phoned me, pleading with me to join her. Maybe tomorrow, I'd say. The irony is, no one can guarantee our tomorrows. I won't bother you further, doctor. Please accept my sympathy. Mr. Jones, I can assure you of one thing you'll find during the course of your investigation. Jim Melford is totally innocent of the charges against him. You'll have to look elsewhere for my wife's killer. There's the best relaxing exercise in the world. And it tones up the midriff. It does much more. Try it sometimes, Mr. Jones. You'll feel that old spine tingling. Now, to get back to Mrs. Rickers, she spent some time here. Did you get to know her well? Not too well. Made out a couple programs for her. You know, classes I thought you'd be interested in. Never was. Shame she's dead. I just heard about it an hour ago. Some of the guests talked about it. You just heard about it an hour ago? It was in all the papers. I didn't see the papers. I've been up in the high Sierras camping with my son. You know that boy? You know, Mr. Sims, what I'm trying to do is to put together a picture of Mrs. Rickers' life, her friends. Did she socialize much with the guests here? Socialize? I wouldn't say that. No, not at all. Just went through the health program and kind of kept to herself. Health programs, Mrs. Rickers? Would you like to explain that? Well, to each his own. Or her own. Mrs. Rickers wasn't exactly a desirable guest. The cottage she stayed in is pretty secluded, but after dark, voices carry. She had a visitor coming in late, always arguing with him, it seems. I had to go over there and tell him to hold it down a couple of times. You know who the visitor was? At first I thought it was her husband, but a couple of gals here laughed when I mentioned it to them. What did he look like? 30-ish, dark. A guy with a temper. I thought we were going to tangle when I told them they'd have to be quiet. This the man? That's him. You're positive? I saw him at least twice. But the way the gals talked around here, he had to spend a lot of nights at that cottage. Mrs. Ricker's health program, they called him, "You're not only a liar, you're a fool. You're a fool for not telling your attorney about that relationship. And you're a fool for lying to the police." I was trying to protect her reputation. She was dead. Then why give the newspapers a field day? Let me give you some sound advice. Call your attorney right now and tell him the truth.
Wait.
You're still with us, right? Still on the case? For what purpose? I set out to find out if Ellen Rickers had a gentleman friend who might have been visiting her that day. I sure found him. I didn't kill her. When I walked in, she was already dead. Lying on the floor. Yeah, that's right. I was at the house. It was a few minutes after 2, so I guess Kathy Barnes did see me there, but I didn't pound on that door. I used a key, opened it, and walked in. As soon as I saw Ellen, I knew I couldn't do anything for her. I left. I mean, how could I have explained being at the house, having a key, visiting there at the very time I knew Dr. Rickers was operating? Are you aware that Kathy Barnes is not only seeing that she saw you enter the house, but that she saw Ellen Rickers alive, arguing with you? And that's been driving me crazy, that girl seeing me and Ellen together at the very time I went into the house. The only answer I can find is she imagined she saw Ellen alive. She saw you, but she hallucinated Ellen Rickers all at the same time? Mr. Jones, I loved Ellen. I didn't kill her. You didn't pound on the door. Why should I? I had a key. Where is the key? I threw it out the window while I was driving. I don't even remember where.
It was an impulsive act.
I wanted nothing to connect me with the Rickers house. Dr. Melford, how could you make so many mistakes on just one day? That key may have substantiated part of your story. Total panic, pure and simple. How long had the affair been going on? 6 months, maybe. We started meeting at the Rickers summer cottage at Owl Lake. But we felt that was dangerous, and we started meeting at the spa, or at the Rickers house, when we knew he would be in surgery. Doctor, as an agent for your attorney, I'm privileged. That means that anything you tell me would be held in the strictest confidence. Now, is there anything but anything that you're holding back? Can't think of anything. I want you to call your attorney right now. Get him over here and tell him everything you told me. I think he'll suggest to you that you revise your story